Sexism is a belief around the fundamental nature of women and men and the roles they should play in society. Sexism is linked to power in that those with power are typically treated with favor and those without power are typically discriminated against. It is also the belief that men are inherently superior to women. Today, women represent about 16% of the enlisted forces and about 19% of the officer corps. Women also serve in 95% of all occupations. Yet they still face stereotypes about who they are and how capably they perform their duties. Sexism consists of two subcomponents: hostile sexism, which characterizes females as incompetent or overly emotional, and benevolent sexism, that dictates that women are delicate, pure, and in need of male protection and care. So how exactly does that sound in the workplace? I reached out to a couple of female veterans that I know, and this is what they had to say. This toxic treatment often affects the mental health of our servicewomen. It can lead to higher anxiety levels, being more prone to outbursts, depression, or even unhealthy coping practices like substance abuse. Scientists used to believe that males were biologically superior to females with stronger bodies and smarter brains. This reasoning is just one of the ways women were oppressed by male-dominant culture, constantly being told that just because they were born female, they couldn't do the same jobs and activities or hold the same privileges as men. Skinner defined culture as a set of behaviors maintained by contingencies of social reinforcement delivered by a particular group. Sexism became a part of our culture, and together with gender stereotypes, it has been reinforced by operant conditioning. Research also shows that low-status males that have the most to lose due to hierarchical changes respond with more aggression and sexism towards females. High-status males with least to fear are shown to be positive and more supportive. Once said, "Science, it would seem, is not sexless. She is a man, a father, and infected too." Numerous conscious and unconscious biases have influenced research into sexism and gender inequality over the years. Gender bias in academia affects female scientists, resulting in their underrepresentation in academics, particularly in higher ranks. The second type of gender bias in science relates to some findings applying only to male participants, which produces biased knowledge. Research can also be affected by what labels we attach and associate with certain social groups and communities, known as descriptive bias, or a perspective bias of how we expect them to behave. Confirmation bias tells us that we will search out, interpret, focus on, and remember data in a way that confirms our preconceptions. That's especially prevalent with male researchers studying gender bias, further highlighting the need for ethics.